Welcome back. Come waste your time.
All right. What else do we got on our list of questions topics here? Travis, how about you bring this one up? This one was your topic that you had interest in. Let's let you start.
Okay, so what do you guys think about us bringing Coliseum S games back as entertainment, like a gladiator sport, like real true Mortal Kombat?
I think it'd be awesome. I would actually follow sports.
Yeah, having a bunch
Like,
of guys get together in an arena with swords and lions and fighting each other. There's so many things wrong nowadays that just definitely would not work. But oh my God, would that be awesome?
it
So,
would it's in the population a little bit.
yeah, what do you guys think about death row inmates doing this?
Right. That crossed my mind too. Yeah.
I mean, but what if they keep surviving and and then you're you know have people idolizing the
Criminals.
their favorite criminal glass.
I mean,
I mean, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Kind of like that movie. Did you guys watch that?
oh, gamer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I actually thought it was a pretty awesome movie. But I feel like that death row inmates that you play as in a video game,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, their life is up for grabs, but you still had people idolizing that particular player or character, so to speak, if you can hear those air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'd watch it. I don't think I'd take part in it, but I'd watch it.
So the follow up question I have with that is, if we could do this, but we had to take away one entertainment sport that we have now, what would that be?
Yep. In your opinion, which sport should go away so that this one could replace it?
All of them. All professional sports can go away and be replaced by nothing but gladiators and other Coliseum events.
So Joe doesn't like sports.
I don't give me NASCAR, give me chariot races. Um,
Chariot rates. You go to buy a car. So tell me what the kind of damage these wheels are gonna do for me. Can you give me a rate on that?
well, this spike's really going to shred their inner circle. Now, yeah, I'm not a sports fan. That's not to say that I don't appreciate. I know we talked a little about it earlier about the different things that are considered sports. I don't care for professional sports, baseball, basketball, football, that type. I'm not in hunting. There is actually, as long as the hunters actually like eating the food, that they kill instead of just killing it and stuffing the head and putting it on the wall just so they can brag of.
I mean, you could still eat the animal and mount the head on your wall, though.
Yeah, there's people that don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, as long as you're actually killing and eating it, not wasting it, then more power to you. And cool, that can exist, whatever. But I just don't. I don't care for organized sports. I don't like. I used to play baseball when I was a kid, and honestly, I didn't even care for it that much then. I just never been a sports guy. Sorry, I know there's a lot of sports fans out there, but
This podcast is not for you.
yeah, I can't even be a part-time sports fan. Football at all year. The Super Bowl, I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
Like, sports are just so boring to me and pointless. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand it. It's not for me. If you get something out of it, awesome. But I can't.
No. See, I played some sports when I was growing up. I played baseball mostly. I played some soccer. I played like a half a season of basketball, and I realized I sucked, so I quit. Uh, note to everybody out there: just because you're tall doesn't mean that you can play basketball.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm tall and I can't dunk.
Yes, white man in fact cannot jump. So yeah, so I played some sports growing up, and they were always on the TV as a kid too, as my dad watched sports, so I grew up around them and stuff. I personally don't watch them now. I don't particularly have anything against them, I suppose, and really don't know which one I would get rid of to make room for gladiator sport. You put them in a basket and I would draw one out and I'd be okay with that.
Like, is there no sport that particularly just bothers you? Like, it just, you can't do it no matter what.
I mean, not that I can think of off the top of my head. Like I said, we were talked last week about the Olympics. I actually enjoy watching the Olympics. And then all the bigger, more, year round, whatever, sports, basketball, baseball, football, golfing, tennis. There's nothing really that I'm just like, I can't watch this. Poke my eyes out, please. Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head. No.
What about you, Travis?
Oh, for sure golfing. I
Golfing.
can't do it. It's the one sport to where it's like, all right, everyone quiet. He needs to concentrate on taking his metal pole and hitting the little plastic ball. Like, it's such a boring sport as is.
Yeah.
They had to make a recreational thing that you could get drunk and pay $15 to go putt-putting.
Yeah, right.
They tried doing it on horseback. Polo didn't really work out.
Right.
I mean, nobody really cares about polo unless it's fancy anyway, though. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't even think they really care about who wins. They just want to look fancy.
Like, yeah, it's I understand there's a skill behind it and stuff like that, but any sport to where you have to be like, all right, shh, quiet, the grass is gonna get scared.
Yeah.
Like every other sport that we have, you yell, you get crazy, you got fans that, show titties and yell up into the air, and then you got, and on the next putt, you will have to make 2 strokes. What?
Yeah.
Excuse me, what'd you say?
Okay.
Where's the hot dog stand?
All right.
What's weird is like the commentators aren't even anywhere near the whisper, so they don't to whisper. So like, why are you whisper commenting on this?
You're
Like,
in a booth back at the clubhouse, like yeah.
Like you're watching on a monitor. Why are you whispering? I used to try to watch pool tournaments back in the day, and those commentators, they whisper. Like, my pool is actually a game that I like to play. I don't know if that would be considered a sport. I know that there are televised pool tournaments and events that are actually pretty big, or at least they used to be. I don't know that I would consider that a sport, but that is actually a game that I do like to play. And I couldn't do it all whispery. I'm a play pool in the bar kind of guy, hearing the jukebox playing and a whole room of people talking in the background, and it's not a game I need quiet to play. I think I would do it if it was completely quiet.
Yeah, I mean,
more pressure.
And look, that's a sport, quote unquote, that can be played in that atmosphere, but the only atmosphere you can play golf in is in a
Yeah. I mean, if it was done like Happy Gilmore, maybe I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, like people were getting into it. Yeah, get him happy, bat his freaking head off.
That's what Adam Sandler needs to do. He needs to start his own golf league and make it more like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
You get all those subpar golfers that aren't good enough to be pro golfers would be entering that league. It'd be like golfer minor leagues.
See, that's the thing too, is that golfing has gotten to where, all these people are like super, super pro at it. That so my grandpa he's into golfing, and that's it's golf. he was telling me they make the terrain harder. Like they just don't water the grass and it's nothing but dead, or they make it super muddy and they have to golf on these terrains. So you're telling me that this sport has gotten so lame that everyone has mastered it and they can't make the holes harder by putting them in different places, but
Yeah.
they have to make the terrain harder. Like if you swing too hard, you're going to start a forest fire.
Right. Or yeah, trying to hit it out of the mud and it just buries the ball in the mud. Oh well, I guess I'm not hitting this hole. That sucks.
It's too loud over here.
The
It's
squelching of your mud.
They probably had to start changing it like that when they started making the golf video. Like the video game crowd needs a little excitement, so let's start adding some actual obstacles here. Like I don't know, I don't understand. Like I went golfing, actual golfing, one time, and was like,
You poor soul.
yeah, I was like, I hate life right now. Like
I've been a few times and I actually quite enjoyed it.
But you're old.
you like you liked driving around in the golf cart. You didn't like golfing.
Oh yeah, that's the best part
You
of
were-
golfing, 100%.
You guys were racing the golf carts. You
Yeah.
know, that's
See,
like
and that's awful. That's like showing up to a casino and I don't really like the casino, but I like the food.
Yeah, I just go to the casino for the crab legs. Like,
I mean, that's why I go to the strip club.
strip
Oh.
club and crab definitely should not go together in the same sentence.
I mean, could you imagine like,
What I want to know either A, what kind of fancy ass high end strip club are you going to where they sell crab legs, or what shit strip club are you going to where they're selling you crab legs? Yeah.
they're provided by the strippers?
Oh, mercy.
Uh,
That's oof.
Do you want me to drop it on you, big
I mean,
boy?
You need some butter to dip it in.
Smells like
South
Asper cream in here.
Quote South Park. Would anyone like a dad?
God.
Could you imagine if? I mean, there are some strip clubs out there that actually do serve food. It's fucking weird, but
Yeah,
there's got. I guarantee you can find one that has a nice seafood buffet.
It's the
seafood
mask of the
buffet.
smell.
Yeah,
You
and
have
it's probably a low end one too. That way you can't really tell if it's the strippers that stink or the buffet.
gross, gross. It's like seafood buffet. It's like the guys who sit on Pervert Row and look up at the strippers and think they're the seafood. You see that girl up there? She's gonna be my food later. Oh God, you creepy bastard! Get the hell out of here.
So there's this thing on a buffet, the thing that it's plastic, it's see through, and you're looking down into it as you're getting your food on your plate.
like
It's called
the
a
cough
sneeze.
guard.
Yeah, sneeze guard or
Yeah,
cough
sneeze. Yeah. So will they have to have a boner guard?
guard.
Right, there is
I
like
mean,
a bar that you sit kind of under, I guess.
I would feel like going up to the buffet at a strip club, catch some sort of a venereal disease just standing in the general vicinity.
Right, like can you
Like,
cage the stripper area in, but with plexiglass, so I don't get any splashback from her, please? Thank you.
Yeah, kind of like IHOPs used to have their own smoking areas before smoking became illegal in all restaurants.
Right.
It was its own, had door windows and everything, like sectioned off from the rest of the restaurant. That's where I want the buffet. It needs to be quarantined from the debauchery.
No debauchery sauce on my chicken, thanks. I personally don't like strip clubs anyways, so
Yeah, I've never really been that. You're basically just paying someone to tease you. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Overpaying for drinks. Yeah. I mean, nowadays you can find infinite porn on the internet. Like,
for free.
yeah, for anything that you're into, find it. Whether it be on the regular net or you can find it. But yeah, how are strip clubs still a thing?
Well, I mean that physical touch and someone actually catering
Mhm.
to you. I mean, a cam girl can call your name out once, but she can't necessarily give you a lap dance.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Lap dances are
So then
overrated.
can we lump stripping into the whole sports thing? Because technically you could just watch basketball on TV too. You don't have to go to the game live.
Stripping is organized sport.
We've got the French team up on stage now.
Oh, jeez, they always win.
Their choreography is always phenomenal.
I don't know, man. A Russian ballet dance turned stripper would probably be a sight to behold.
Yeah.
Like that would just be elegance.
And next,
Yeah.
Svetlana will pick up an egg with her butt crack.
I've never been to one of those strip clubs, like where they do stuff.
How degraded in life? Like, what the fuck is she gonna do with that grape and a donkey?
Yeah. Do those things actually still exist? Like those types of floor shows?
What are
I
they
know, like
paying
I've
you?
been in Mexico.
Yes, I'm
But
sure
that's
there are
always-
places.
That's always the stereotypical joke that movie, like, oh, dude, we went to Tijuana, saw one of these shows, But like, are those actually a thing? Do people want to pay to see a girl get drugged by a? I don't.
Oh,
No, I'm saving my peso.
Same, yes. God.
Like, I hope that's just a stereotypical joke that gets told, and actually, that's fiction. I don't want.
Nope, none of that. Thank you. So, moving on.
So we went from gladiators
To
to
strippers.
to Mexican donkey shows.
Donkey shows. Our segues are phenomenal. I mean, yeah, we talked about gladiator sports to stripper sports.
I mean, could you imagine strippers as gladiators? Like violent stripping.
So what would it be like? Girls in cages that are raised up on like these pedestals throughout the arena, and then like guys fighting to see who would get to be with them?
No,
Or
I'm
like
picturing girls like lap dancing, snapping their necks.
You're talking about like violent strippers, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Like this is another reason I don't like strip clubs. One of the last times I went, I had a bad experience. Like it was a good experience, but a bad experience at the same time. Yeah, I got to see some boobs, but this stripper sitting on my lap, giving me a dollar dance, and she decides to choke her fingernails, and then slams my head into the wall. Like she was getting way rough, and I paid her to do it.
You did not know what you were paying for, sir.
No, like she's like, "You want a dollar dance?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Well, let's do this. I'm drunk. It's my birthday." And then yeah, I got choked and slapped and head thrown against the wall. And I mean, I don't. Maybe I offended her in some way, and she was getting retaliated.
Maybe that was her passive aggressive way of asking you for more money.
Yeah, like when I said dollar dance, I meant 100.
You're right.
But it was a bad experience, and I haven't been back since.
So, do you think they should bring back brothels?
I mean, yeah, bring back brothels. I'm okay with that.
I mean, you can still, without actually going to a place and paying for sex in said establishment, you can essentially just go pay for a hooker. That's the same thing.
Yeah, but in a brothel,
It's
they
not
have
illegal.
All right.
Yeah,
It's
that,
classy.
That, and you don't have to worry about going and buying a hotel room because they already got rooms there. But also, the girls are treated a lot in brothels, and like they actually have to use protection. They do regular checks to see if they are carrying any kind of diseases, sexually transmitted diseases, or any of that. So it's a lot safer doing the brothel thing as opposed to doing the paying a hooker from the street corner thing,
Right.
which I've never done.
I feel like there'd be a lot less like campus rapes too, because if you look at it, a lot of these rapists and stuff would have enough money to go to a brothel,
right,
and get it out of their system there.
Maybe I kind of feel like these rich kids in college that are raping these girls doing it because they're offended. They're like, I'm cute and I'm rich, you shouldn't be turning. Like, I kind of feel like that's more of an ego thing than a pent up aggression, like sexual aggression thing.
Yeah, but if they can, all right, hey guys, we're gonna go to the brothel, bros, and then they go and they're like, here's $2,000. You better lick my toe jam, bitch. And some poor future doctor doesn't kill that one guy because he looks like her ex-rapist.
All right.
I thought you were saying the rapist doctor.
No,
like,
he died a long time ago.
Like, I don't want to be treated by the guy that is getting his toe jam sucked. Like, my doctor has athlete's foot. I think just move on. Like, you're a doctor. You shouldn't have these problems.
Generally, you don't know these things about your doctor. Your doctor could be like a cross-dresser or something, and you would never know it.
I mean, he can cross-dress all he wants as long as he's not a murderer. Like, I don't want to have that one doctor that's a murderer and is one bad day away from prescribing me poison.
Yeah, but I want you to think about that here in 5 years, Joe.
When you're having issues that you need taken care of right now.
I mean, 5 years. What happens then?
I don't.
When you get the check.
The check. I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, I don't either.
You've lost me.
At the age of 40.
Oh, no, I am forgoing that. I don't care if I have prostate cancer. I will die before I get that check. No. Kill me.
But what if it was a hot nurse?
No, even worse. I would rather it be an ugly dude. I don't want a hot chick plugging me in the ass.
You never know. You might get it done and be like, what's happening?
I guess I feel like I know my hairy ass is not attractive. Some hot piece, like, having to deal with that, like, I couldn't look her in the eye. She looked in my eye and didn't like what she saw, so I couldn't.
That's amazing. Like, that's something you prepare for, though, right? You know the appointment's coming up, so you take care of your stuff accordingly.
I would still be traumatized, man. I've had to do some. Just getting over 30, I've had some medical issues. Okay. I'm gonna tell the crochet.
Oh yeah.
I've had my asshole exposed to the doctors before, and I did not enjoy it. Okay. One time, my wife does crafting. She likes to crochet, and one day she left her little craft bag, and it had crochet hooks in it. And me, not thinking there would be anything on my bed, I go and just plop down on it, and I sat on the craft bag and got stabbed in the butt with a crochet hook, and I could not pull it out myself. I had to go to the ER with a crochet hook sticking out of my ass, and I think the doctors played a joke on me. They called every single person on the floor into the room to have a look, to get a supposed second opinion.
Like, Bob, come in here. You got to see this. You got to see
Yeah.
this.
So I was like, is there anybody else out there that wants to take? I think the janitor down the hall is actually, yeah. You want to get his opinion?
Oh, this dude's totally got a crochet needle sticking out of his ass. Come check it out.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
calling surgery. Like, they had to put off surgery for a minute. Ah, just give him some morphine. Let him stay under for a bit longer. I gotta go see this.
yeah. And they said I got the best doctor or surgeon in there to come and actually remove it. And okay, he had to do a rectal exam on me after he removed it. And I was like, hold on, what? It's like, he's like, yeah, I gotta do a rectal exam. Make sure you didn't have any
tearing
or something like that. I was like, is that really necessary? There's no tearing. Like, I'm good. It's like, no, I gotta check. And that dude straight finger blasted me. And it was traumatic. I was like, dude, buy me dinner first.
He's probably like, I got to see what else you're shoving up here, man.
And my wife was sitting there, she felt so bad. Like, admittedly, as I sat on, I jumped and was screaming every single expletive that you could think of, that spewed out of my mouth. And she was like, what happened? I was like, I sat on your fucking craft bag and I got a crochet hook stuck in my ass. Like, she felt terrible. And, I probably made her feel terrible with how much I was screaming about it. And after a few minutes of trying to take it out and just standing there awkwardly with my pants around my knees, because I had to stop, and I stopped and took a step back and just actually started laughing, because I could see the humor in the situation.
Like,
but
yep, I was pissed, but now I definitely have something sticking out of my ass, and that is hilarious.
Yeah, and it was an embarrassing ride to the lay down back seat. I couldn't pull my shorts back up, so I had to wrap a towel around my waist. And it was bad. And when I came walking into the hospital, I couldn't like walk like normal, because where I got stabbed was not just in the butt cheek, it was like in the crevasse. So
in the gummy regions.
Yeah, it was bad. And so I was taking these tiny little baby steps whilst holding a towel around my waist, and I looked like I had a tail from behind because of the crochet hook. I honestly wish I could have seen myself through somebody else's eyes at that point, because so I'm laughing at myself on the inside, but I have this just total I'm over this look on my face.
Yeah, that would be super embarrassing.
It was. And when I got up to the ER desk and they're like, what seems to be the problem? It's like, I have a crochet hook sticking out of my ass. And her eyes, she was looking at her computer, and then she just did a slow look up at me and made eye contact with me. And I was like, I only have embarrassing ER stories.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, thanks to my blood clot issues that I've had, I've had to have ultrasounds done in areas that I would rather not sound done in. So, yeah, that's why I'm not doing the prostate exam. No.
I mean, you're already prepared for it, it sounds like.
No, I was not prepared. I was traumatized.
You are now, though, yeah.
No, I'm still not prepared. I did not take anything away from that could prepare me for the future. It just scarred me, and I'm not doing it.
I feel like they should have another way, or they're just completely trolling us. Like, why can't they do an ultrasound on your lower back? Why is there this medieval, I'm sticking my ring finger straight up your rectum?
I know, with the existence of aliens.
Probing.
That's why they don't land, because we want to them. The human race has an obsession with sticking things up butts, and I don't like it. Take me to Mars.
It's fresh there. That's great.
Now that I've embarrassed myself thoroughly.
Yeah, I think we'll end it on that actually.
Oh, okay. I thought we had a couple other topics, but okay. See, I've traumatized you now. So.
Yeah, I just want to end it there because the lag and the voice cutting out is ridiculous tonight. I apologize for that, everybody listening. I'm gonna edit it the best I can. Yeah, there's internet issues, obviously. We're working on trying to get a sort of studio where we can just all be in one room recording at the same time. We don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, on that note.
Yeah. Yeah, this is Joe from Wasting Time saying, where you sit?
Yeah.
That summed up right there.
That sums up the internet issues right there. Yeah. None of that came through.
Please keep that in.
Yep, I will too. That's
and these World War III sounds I got going on in my house. I swear to God, it's I tell her every time, like, hey, it sounds like the Polish is going on in the next room. She said, what do you mean? I said, go stand in my office. I went in there, shutting cabinets and stuff. She's like, okay, I'm sorry. Obviously, it didn't get through.
All right, you come record and it still happens. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it went through. She just doesn't care.
Yeah.
Screw you.
That's funny. So, Joe, you want to try and say what you said one more time? See if it'll come through this time.
I said, this is Joe with Wasting Time. Always look before you sit.
Nice. That's a good sign off right there.
Right. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for coming to waste your time with us. Leave a like, subscribe, share, ding dong that notification bell, and all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.